How you doing, everybody? It's me, your boy Waddles. Minecraft 1.18 is really fascinating. Today we're going to talk a little bit about it. A little while ago, I made an Instagram story asking you guys for some of your biggest 1.18 questions. In today's video, I'm going to talk about and answer some of those questions. In the background, I'll have some murder mystery footage, one of the best minigames of all time, but it was my first time playing in a long time. Okay? Take it easy. Drop a follow on my Instagram. It is Waddles. A link in the description for a chance to be in a future video just like this one. Remember to like and subscribe. Let's talk 1.18. First question, any news about Warden and skulks? So no, but actually yes, there is a little bit of news. I'm actually working on a video on the Deep Dark and the Warden right now. I think I'm going to drop it in a couple days. I don't really know when it'll drop yet, kind of depends on when I finish it, but in that one, I'm going to talk all about the Warden and the skulks. The biggest piece of new Warden news, and I guess Deep Dark news, is the fact that no other mobs will actually be spawning down in the Deep Dark. It's all going to just be the Warden, which means the Warden is probably going to still be insanely strong. In the Minecraft live footage, the Warden was a tank. I was personally very nervous that the feature would get watered down, get a whole lot weaker by the time we see it. And no, still no big news on the other skulk blocks though. Kind of sad. Do you think they will make different colors for tinted glass? Yes, a million times yes, but I don't think they will. Different colors for tinted glass would be amazing. I haven't got the chance to use tinted glass on the survival world quite yet, but it's amazing. And I already know that once I have an amethyst farm or just something set up at a geode, I think tinted glass is just going to be the way to go. Like any mob farm, like I'm so excited for it. Having different color options for tinted glass would be amazing, but unfortunately I don't really see it happening, at least right now. Maybe one day in the future, but I feel like for now, tinted glass is just going to be that dark color, and that's going to be that. Are there any extra blocks or items being added that we haven't heard of? Most likely. So I'm actually part of this top secret creator thing where I get to know everything about the update before everybody else. Don't tell anyone that I told you this though. Top secret stuff. And there are so many blocks. Like you wouldn't even know. I'm just kidding. So if 1.18 ends up dropping in the holiday season, that puts the update at about 5 months away now. Kind of crazy. It looks like in 1.18 we will at least get those skulk blocks that we've seen but haven't heard too much about quite yet. But I also think it would be a pretty safe call to say there will be more blocks in the update that we haven't heard about quite yet. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of a few features that are definitely kind of missing from 1.17. Azalea wood, copper doors, copper trap doors. Yeah, there's so much potential. Will the Deep Dark be a constant, never-ending biome? If not, how many Wardens per Deep Dark? So we don't know how many Wardens per Deep Dark quite yet, but we do know the answer to the first half of that question. Will the Deep Dark be a constant, never-ending biome? No. The Deep Dark will not be everywhere below Y0, but if you're looking for the Deep Dark, you're gonna have to go below Y0. I'm thinking the Deep Dark will sort of be like any other biome, like say the Plains biome. The Plains biome isn't everywhere at Y64, it's just at some spots. Not too sure on that one quite yet, but it would make sense. Will the oceans become deeper in 1.18? So based off of what we've seen, no, I don't think so, but they definitely should. Like the deep ocean biome definitely needs to actually get deep now. I mean, there's so much more potential. Bedrock is getting moved down to -64. The oceans better get deeper. That would be really cool to see. Do you think 1.18 will affect the generation of ores as well as amethyst? 100%. The ore meta is 100% absolutely completely changing in 1.18. It was already being worked on before the big update split. I think whenever snapshots start, we'll basically pick up where we left off. Ore generation will be completely changed. Diamonds are going to generate deeper. I hope coal doesn't generate in the deep. Copper should be everywhere. Maybe iron higher up. I can't remember exactly how they had it off the top of my head, but yes, ore generation is changing completely in 1.18. Amethyst generation? I'm not too sure, but I really hope bigger geode generation could make it into 1.18. I mean, there's going to be way more room after all. Why not make some of the geodes bigger? Any info about the release date? It's another yes but no for me. The only info about 1.18's release date that we have is still holiday 2021. I think at the latest that's going to be in the beginning of December, but there's no new news on it. Goat horn. Yes, the goat horn is another 1.18 feature. It's another one of those things that we've seen, kind of, more so if you're on Bedrock, but we still just don't have. The goat horn didn't make it into 1.17. Its functionality is not complete in the Bedrock betas. I'm sure it'll get finished in 1.18. What about archaeology? Is it going to be in part 2 since it got delayed? That hurts. That hurts a lot. Archaeology. I wish I didn't know, but archaeology is postponed. It's not in part 2. It's not in 1.19, maybe. Okay, I take it back. We just don't know when archaeology is going to be. All that we know is that it won't be in the Caves and Cliffs update. Archaeology is completely canceled for the Caves and Cliffs update. Will structure generation also change in 1.18? Technically, yes. Strongholds and mine shafts are going to be able to generate deeper because bedrock will be moving down. Unfortunately, I don't think strongholds or mine shafts will really see any kind of major revamp in the update. Same with the dungeons. I think all of the structures that are underground will basically just be able to generate deeper now. But that's it. Unfortunately, that's it. I really think that the underground structures definitely need an update of their own. There should be more underground structures because there is more underground now. And the underground structures should get revamped. But that's probably going to have to be like Cave Update 2.0. How will the new generation affect current worlds? So on Java Edition, that's kind of a mystery. On Bedrock Edition, we did get a little bit of a look at it earlier on in the betas. Of course, you should be able to load your current world in 1.18, but the Bedrock is going to move down. How the Bedrock betas did it is basically a giant wall of bedrock. Bedrock was filled in the old chunks from Y0 all the way down to Y-64. That's most likely how it'll happen. If nothing has changed since we last got an update to the Cave Update data pack, then surface generation should still be at Y64. You'll get new mountain generation in chunks that you haven't been to quite yet, same with new cave generation. In all of the chunks that you're already in, bedrock will probably just be filled in from Y0 to -64. We actually haven't been able to load old worlds with the new caves on Java yet though, so maybe it'll work different. Actually, the most common question that I got on the Instagram story, out of the hundreds that I got, was more blocks than 1.18. Are there secret ones? Again, yes, definitely. There is so much potential. I kind of feel like some of the blocks in 1.17 made it into the game, but didn't quite get finished. I mean, take tuff, for example. What is tuff even? I mean, it's a block, but if it's like granite and andesite, why doesn't it have stairs or slabs or walls? Same with calcite. Maybe not with calcite. How about basalt? Basalt has normal basalt, polished basalt, and smooth basalt now. Will there be basalt bricks? Or even just one basalt slab, like smooth basalt slab? That's kind of missing. I said it before, I will say it again. Azalea wood. Copper buttons, copper pressure plates, copper door, copper trap door. I would even love copper wall. All of the things that I just listed off aren't confirmed 1.18 features, but they all definitely would make sense in 1.18 and would fit into the update amazingly. It would definitely spice up some of the 1.17 content. Are you going to make a cave base or a mountain base? That's a really good question. I can't decide. In 1.18, I mean, we're going to have new mountains, which are really cool, but the new caves. It's been so long since I've made a cave base, but at the same time, like some kind of flying base above a mountain or like near the mountain with a mountain in the background, oh, that could be amazing too. I can't decide. Will there be ruins with the feather brush thing? That's another archaeology thing, so no. All of the archaeology stuff, the structures, the whole digging, the pots, it's all postponed. Is this when the caves and cliffs come out? Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully this is the update with the caves and cliffs. Will it be released at the same time for Java and Bedrock? Definitely. 1.17 was, 1.16 was, I think. 1.15 was, maybe. 1.17 was released at pretty much the same time, so will 1.18. Will building height be 255 like in 1.17 or 256 in 1.16.5? Wait, was that another change? Did I completely miss that? What? Is that real? Somebody check it. But no, build height is actually getting raised up to 320 blocks. I think that's what it was in the next update. Bedrock is moving down 64 blocks, and the build height limit is getting moved up 64 blocks to make room for the big mountains. I think it was 320. How will exploring the massive caves be in terms of the big dark spaces and only torches as light sources? Yeah, that's a really good question. I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, how are we actually going to be able to go into the cave systems, light them all up, so we can go back up to the surface and make some kind of mob farm? I don't know if it's going to be possible. I mean, these caves are gigantic. Have you seen them? They're literally crazy. I think if you're going to make any kind of mob farm, you're just going to have to go really high up into the air now, because the caves are way too big. I have no clue how we're actually going to be able to travel through them and light them all up. It's going to take a lot of torches, so I guess you're just really going to need fortune for like tons and tons of coal, or you're just going to have to like not worry about it anymore and maybe take like night vision or something like that. Definitely excited to see how caving is going to work in 1.18. Are there going to be big cool new cave biomes? Yes, for sure. If you're talking about the lush caves, dripstone caves, and maybe the deep dark. Will there be more biomes than that? Well, that would be really cool. I would love to see some kind of amethyst biome, like literally just amethyst caves everywhere. That could be sweet. But will it happen? It all comes down to time. If the update is going to release on time, holiday, 5 months, I mean, maybe there could be different cave types, and that would kind of be a biome, like granite caves, andesite caves. But at this point, I don't know how much time it would really take to add a whole nother biome. It seems like it would be a really time-consuming thing, and they might be out of time. How will strip mining change, and will it continue to be effective? I'm sure branch mining will still work. Will it be the most efficient? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second, but it should still work. With bedrock moving down though and the ores getting reshuffled, assuming everything is still the same, diamonds generate deeper. That would mean if you're looking for diamonds branch mining, you branch mine a little bit lower. Not that big of a deal. With the world being bigger and ores more spread out now though, it might be a good idea to have more than one branch mine. One branch mine for diamonds, one for lapis, one for copper. Maybe. At the same time though, will it be easier to just head into the new gigantic caves because more blocks are exposed and find diamonds that way? It would definitely be more fun. And it might be better. Really, we're just going to have to wait and see. That's really going to depend on how ores actually end up generating. And ore generation, it probably isn't going to be finished for months. Honestly, super excited at the idea that caving might be the best way to find diamonds though, not branch mining. What loot might we get in the deep dark? Other than skulk, there hasn't been any significant motivators. So if that Warden's cabin room, this room right here, ends up actually generating in the deep dark, I think this would be the perfect room for loot. Now, what kind of loot? Definitely not netherite. I feel like netherite should be a nether thing. You have to go into the nether to find netherite. Instead, though, diamond armor. With how strong the Warden is going to be, I think diamond armor or maybe diamond tools with some enchantments on them is totally a valid loot. The deep dark is going to be dark and it's going to be dangerous. The Warden, yeah, definitely really strong, like boss tier. There has to be a reason for players to actually want to go down into the deep dark. Hopefully not just skulk sensors, that would be kind of lame. Now, if there is loot down here, whatever it is, diamond armor, literally whatever it is, it shouldn't be common. It should be rare. Making the loot rare would add a lot of excitement to the deep dark. Maybe you find the deep dark, sometimes it doesn't have loot, sometimes it does have loot, and when it does, the loot is really good. Exciting stuff. I mean, there has to be a reason to go down to the deep dark, right? I mean, the Warden is down there and it's really dangerous, so there has to be something good the players would actually want. Other good things that I could think of would be really stacked potions, golden apples, tipped arrows, maybe on those ones, other enchanted gear, like bows, or just enchanted books, although those would be really nice to find in the deep dark. Personally, I think there definitely has to be something down there that's worth it though, not just skulk sensors. Lemon tea or peach tea? Haha, peach tea. I hope 1.18 won't be as boring as 1.17. Yeah, so the update split killed the vibe for a lot of people. That's definitely not a secret. I think 1.18 will fix that. 1.17 is kind of a weird update. It's like half of an update. A lot of the blocks are just like purchasable, which is kind of weird. Some of the other ones you can find in loot chests, and then some of the other blocks you can't even get in survival. Admittedly, it was a weird update. I think 1.18 will be way more interesting. Next question. These are amazing questions, by the way, so if you sent one, thank you. How rare will the crazy mountains be? Badlands rare or plains rare kind of thing? This is something that I didn't even think about, so I don't actually have an answer to the question, but that's a really good point. I genuinely hope that the new mountains are as rare as the current mountains, because if the gigantic, really cool looking mountains are like Badlands rare, insanely rare, then what's the point? Like, come on. Really hoping that the new mountain generation is basically just overlaid on top of the current mountain generation. Of course, adjustments have to be made because the mountains are huge, but yeah, I hope they're like current mountain rare. If they're insanely rare, that's going to be a huge letdown. What is your favorite cave type? I love the big caves, like the really big open cavern ones. I think they look so cool, and they're the exact cave that I always imagined should be in this game. The giant caves are my favorite. The small winding ones that end up getting cut off, least favorite of all time. And finally, the biggest question of the day. If we open a nether portal below Y0, what will happen? And so, for 1.18 questions, that's going to do it today. I actually had a ton of fun making this video today. The format was really nice. Maybe I'll make more. Today, big shout out to my patrons, Bill Geek and Medical Boomstick. Thank you both so much for the support. Appreciate you. What's a block that you think should be in 1.18? Let me know down below. Like, subscribe, notification gang. There'll be another video tomorrow. I'll see you then. Goodbye.